Hi, this is OG. Welcome to Crypto Knights, a brotherhood of cryptocurrency traders and investors. Become a knight by joining the Crypto Knights Discord channel, link in the description below. Every day, I share the latest TA market updates on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, and the overall cryptocurrency space. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe so that you can get these videos in real time. Now, onto the video. As always, let's start out with the overall markets. The market cap is 1.41 trillion, so down slightly from yesterday. The Bitcoin dominance is at 43.9%, and ETH is at 16.8%, down slightly from yesterday as well. Now, taking a look at the latest movements, again, nothing much changing. Axie Infinity is still going strong, so NFTs as a theme doing very well. Flow as well. KuCoin still retaining its move, but it's been down slightly in the last 24 hours. But in general, this is the let's scroll down a little bit. Overall, though, very much stagnant, right? Just a few coins popping up. Decentraland, right, doing pretty well as well. So we see this theme of engine coin here as well, right? So NFTs and DeFi, right? Again, the two main themes, the two main areas of real growth and adoption. Now moving into technical analysis, let's look at Bitcoin. So yesterday, when Bitcoin was testing the 200 MAs on the 15-minute time frame, I said that this was going to be a very important level, right, for Bitcoin to hold. In fact, I posted this TradingView post at that time. So I said if price can hold and break above 34K, I will be bullish and might even be looking to open a long. Conversely, if price fails, right, and closes below the 200 MAs, and specifically close below 33.7K, then I'll be short-term bearish. And this is exactly what happened here on this candle. So I posted it around here, right? And then this candle was when we had the close below 33.7K. Now we see the close is 33,683, right? So this is when I flipped bearish. And we actually did see price correct down, right, by about 3% since that point, which is very much enough space for you to take a short scalp or a short trade here. Now, let's look at what we have after that move. So two things, right? One, now that we have broken down below the 200 MAs, we are looking for this potential first retest. And as longtime followers know, the first retest is typically the one that I put the most emphasis on, because typically this is where price will struggle and potentially get rejected, right? And so I'm looking for a potential short at 33.6K, roughly, right? This zone. But as always, I'm looking for confirmation. The same way that I was looking for confirmation to go long, which we didn't get, and therefore we flip bearish. If we have a price move kind of above these levels and we don't get a rejection, then I will flip bullish, right? If price can break above the 200 MAs and hold it. But should we get rejected in this region and form bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, for example, or a pin bar with strong volume, then I will be looking to take a short in this zone. On the flip side, price might not come up to test this level. Price might continue to go down, in which case we do have support, horizontal support at 32K. So this is an area where price could potentially bounce. So this is also where I'm looking for a potential trade. Again, as always, we want to wait for confirmation. If we were to break down below this level, then chances are we're going to go lower, right? So potentially testing, 28,000 to 30,000 region, but one step at a time, right? Always one step at a time. So I'm looking for either a test of 33.6K or a test of 32K before I go into any trades. With that said, right, I'm also on the open for potential patterns. For example, right, if we, let's say, form something like this, then we would have a double bottom pattern like that. but this is way too early to call it, right? This is pure speculation at this point. We would need to see price come down, then go up, break this neckline, and we're just way too early for that to happen. So I'll be monitoring this, but as of now, looking at the price charts, I'm looking at these two zones for a potential trades. Now, moving on to Ethereum. So yesterday's post, I mentioned that there was this head and shoulders forming. In fact, it was forming as I was recording yesterday's video. So, and I said that on this candle exactly, that if we were to break close below the 200 MAs, then this would be a confirmed breakout of the head and shoulders, and that we were to go down. In fact, let me play you this clip from yesterday. We're actually, let me see. We might even be forming some sort of head and shoulders here, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And actually, if this were the case, we actually broke down from the neckline here, right? So this would actually say that we should be going into a short. And let's see, if we close, I'm just seeing this as I am posting this video, so I actually did not analyze this beforehand. So let's see, here, 200 SMA here. Well, very strong volume. So actually, I'm thinking if we were to close below this level, if we close somewhere, let's say around here, 21.15 or right somewhere around here, I would be looking for a potential short. But yep, so that's from yesterday's video. We were actually right at this candle, right? And so this is where the short was confirmed. And we saw then price go down by 5%, right? A very large move on the short-term time frame, right? Remember that this is on the 15-minute time frame. So this was very much a tradable setup. Now that we're here, let's see what we have. We have two things. One, again, just like on Bitcoin, I'm looking for the potential first retest of the 200 MAs, which is currently sitting at around 2090. This might become lower if if price continues to go sideways, because then price will eventually catch up. Sorry, the MAs will eventually catch up to price. So this is dynamic, but right now it's roughly sitting at 2090. On the downside, we have, and we need to zoom out to the 1 hour time frame to see this. If we take a fib retracement from this low to this high, we have the 61.8 right here, right? And so this is, and zooming back to the 15-minute, this is at around 1980, right? And so this is a potential area for a bounce to go long. And if, of course, regardless of whether we're looking at this level for a short or this level for a long, we are looking for confirmation before we do so, right? And just as with Bitcoin, there might be some sort of other pattern forming, right? Maybe a double bottom, but again, it's way too early to call it, right? So we will want to see price form that pattern and confirm it before we want to enter. But as of now, these are the two areas that I'm looking at. 2090 area for a potential short, and then 1980 for a potential long. So keep those two zones in mind, which is why I have alerts set around these regions, so that if price does come up to that point or down to that point, I will be able to open up the charts and see if we have a valid entry. So that's it for the technical analysis portion. Let's look into some news. So the first thing I want to share is this, right? Bitcoin analyst, in this case Willy Woo, says supply shock underway as BTC withdrawal rate spikes to 1-year high, right? So two charts. So on this chart, right, we see that BTC's availability on exchanges is declining, right? We see a decline in the availability of Bitcoin that are on exchanges, right, which could potentially lead to a supply shock if demand were to come in and there's not enough supply to meet that demand. The second metric I want to share here is this new active users, right? So Glassnode, which is another on-chain analytics service, we see that Bitcoin Network has been onboarding an average of 32,000 new users every day, which is a new high for 2021, right? So we see that we're seeing a spike in the increase of average daily users on the Bitcoin network, right? The previous all-time high was here, and this is a high that's higher than all of this region down here, right? So this is, in my mind, bullish fundamental on-chain metric. Okay, next story is regarding NFTs, right? So to commemorate the 47th Copa America, Con Mebel, apologize if I'm pronouncing this wrong, has partnered with Eternity Chain, right, to mint the trophy as an NFT. So again, coming back to this theme of NFTs really kind of having it their own market, right, having their own adoption, and how NFTs are giving a way for blockchain to go mainstream, right? We see that all over the place, right, with sports teams, with athletes, with celebrities, all jumping on the NFT bandwagon. And Eternity Chain, right, another project in the space, has been one of the go-tos for a lot of these guys who are coming into the space. Lastly, perhaps not so great news, right? So on this channel, I want to share things as they are without bias. Of course, many of you know I'm long-term bullish, right? At least on Bitcoin, long-term bullish, and by long-term I mean years, if not decades, right? And so, but with that said, in the short term, I am always paying attention to both good and bad news, because while I am a long-term investor, I am also a short-term trader, right? So I pay attention to both, right? So both long-term fundamental growth as well as short-term market updates and short-term market industry movements that could impact price in the short term. And so in this piece, right, as many of you know, Binance has been attacked, right, for lack of a better word, has been attacked by a lot of regulatory bodies in recent days. And so this is just another piece in that, right? So Binance dropped by European payment processor Clear Junction, right? So if we go down here, European payment processor Clear Junction said it would stop processing Binance payments, right? This is important because we're still at a point where crypto, Bitcoin, has not completely reached mass adoption, right? And which is why there's still a need for fiat crypto on-ramps, right? People need to be able to get into crypto from fiat, and people also need to withdraw the crypto into fiat, right? There is still this need, right? We're not yet, at least, at a place where everyone accepts Bitcoin for everything, right? If we were to have that happen someday, then fiat to crypto on ramps wouldn't matter anymore, because you can just spend your Bitcoin for all of your expenses. But right now, that's not the case. Most of us still live in the non-crypto space, right? Most of us still have rent to pay or food to buy, etc. And so we still need this the ability to convert from crypto to fiat and back and forth. And so this is a blow, and again, not just to Binance, but to crypto in general. So I will be paying attention to this trend and seeing whether or not this leads to larger, wider crackdowns, not just on Binance, but on other cryptocurrency exchanges as well. So again, this is something that fundamentally isn't good, but hopefully will be solved. Hopefully, given that Binance is the largest exchange in the world, I would think that they will be working with the regulators to find a way to become compliant, right? I don't think they will just say, they will just roll over and give up their business, right, and give up their lead and just say, okay, we're done, right? I don't think that's what's going to happen. We see that they have been hiring a lot of ex-regulators, right, government officials, and I think they are preparing for a path to being able to be regulatory compliant and to continue to serve their clients. I don't think they'd be hiring all these people who understand regulation, who have the connections to governments, and then just do nothing. But with that said, I will be keeping a close eye on this issue, and will update you guys when I hear the latest kind of updates, right, on this issue. So that's it for today's video. If you guys appreciate videos like this, please do give this video a thumbs up. and make sure you subscribe so that you can get these videos in real time. Because as you see, for example, during yesterday's video, literally we had a trade as I was recording it, and so times is of the essence, right? If you were able to see that video within the first 5 or 10 minutes, you could have taken that short on Ethereum. But if you're not subscribed and you don't have that bell notification turned on, then by the time you see this video, the trade would have already been in take profit. It would have been too late, right? That's why it's super important for you to subscribe and turn on that bell notification. Thank you guys for watching. OG out. See you guys tomorrow.